Hey everybody, welcome back to Cheap Comic Collector. This is my second take. I had this really cool thing where I walked in, turned off it stopped videotaping for some reason. So I'm starting over, take two. It's episode 486. It's October 13th, so it's a Sunday. Thanks for joining me today. And today we are going to take a look at this guy right here. As well as do a review of Richie Rich and Billy Bellhops. And then I got a couple of flat rate boxes that we can go through and see what's in those. So this is a Walt Disney's Classics Collection sculpture. They made these for quite a few years before they canceled the line. But this is, it's made out of fine porcelain. It is an expensive figure. This was probably $100 to $150 figure when it first came out. I probably picked it up for about $25 on eBay a few years ago. Because once they, after maybe 10 years after they canceled the line, you could start getting deals on eBay as people, moved on, got rid of them or whatever. Just like comic books. The line's no longer being produced. It's no longer the hot items that they were. So you can get pretty good deals on these sometimes. They're very, very nicely done. That is Donald Duck, no question about it. These are designed by the Disney animators using, original model sheets and stuff from the original cartoons and films that they're based on. This is actually Donald from Orphan's Benefit, which was an old Mickey Mouse cartoon. And this one, it says it's a limited edition, but basically they're all limited editions. But this is number 208 of 6,000. So they're individually numbered on this one. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty early in the run. And I really like this one. It's Donald. He's definitely my favorite cartoon character. Just the fact that they can balance him like that. And this is made out of porcelain. This isn't plastic. This isn't wire. This is just, the whole thing is balanced on his foot. And it's very cool. And there's like a whole line of these. They did, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella. There's some really cool ones. They did obscure little characters. I think there's a character that they started with from Cinderella, where it's from one of the opening scenes where it's just a mouse like touching a dewdrop or something, and they made a sculpture of that, and it's one of the most sought after sculptures. It's very cool. Of course I don't have one. But they're there's a whole line of these that are very cool. So I like this a lot. And but you're probably here for comic books, so we'll get onto the comics. But I have quite a few of those, so I'll show one of those off every once in a while. And let me go up top for the review. Appreciate y'all being here, taking some time out to spend with me. And so we got Richie Rich and Billy Bellhops, number 1. This was a one-shot that Harvey Comics did back in 1977. And I've seen this in ads over the years, from collecting back issues and stuff. And I always wanted it because I didn't know who the heck Billy Bellhops was. So, but covers just like, okay, Richie's got boxes of money, ha ha ha. And of course, by the cover, you would think that there's actually a team up, that Richie's staying in the hotel and maybe he becomes friends with Billy Bellhops and they have an adventure together or something. No, that's not the case. So there's Richie Rich stories in the issue and there's Billy Bellhop stories in the issue, and never do the two meet. So But to start off, they have this ad for Twinkies, which is a Wendy. Features Wendy, the Good Little Witch. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. Maybe as a kid, but I've never, wouldn't really appreciated Wendy at that point, so I don't remember it. And one of the interesting things is, for some reason, I guess because she's in a swimsuit, the artist felt the need to put a W and have a monogrammed swimsuit. Or maybe that was the style at the time. I don't know. It just seems like an odd little detail to me. But it is interesting that Casper's not in this, that they just did a Wendy ad by herself for Twinkies, which is pretty cool. The first story is just a Richie Rich story called Pressure, where Richie witnesses like his dad losing a contest because he can't perform. Even though he's great at it in practice, he can't perform during the actual game. He sees Chef Pierre do the same thing. He's on TV on a cooking show, but he suddenly loses his mind once he realizes there's a vast TV audience. Freckles, can hit the basket every time in practice, but during the actual contest, he can't make a basket, much like Shaquille O'Neal used to do. And then he goes home, and there's this guy there that's sweating up a storm because has to cut this diamond into two pieces, and if he does it perfectly, they'll have $2 million worth of diamonds. If he does it wrong, the whole thing will collapse into nothingness, and they'll have nothing. So Richie saves the day by telling him the real diamond is a practice diamond. And so he is able to go ahead and cut it flawlessly. So Richie saves the day on that one. There's a one-page gag of Richie's Aunt Nouveau, who loves her money and loves showing it off. And then there's the ad for the new titles: Richie and Dollar, Richie and Billy the Bellhops, Richie and Gloria, and Richie and Timmy Time. So, now that I got Billy Bellhops, I'm not sure if I have Timmy Time or not. I think I've read it, but I think I read it online. So I'd like to find a Timmy Time as well. And then we get into the Billy Bellhop stories. So he's a bellhop. He's working. His dad is managing a hotel, or is the owner of the hotel at Miami Beach, and so they're welcoming their first guests. And one of their guests is apparently a gangster, the way he acts. And he gives Billy a bag to get rid of it, and it's ticking. So Billy thinks it's a bomb because the guy's, acting weird. And this other guy chases him down and tries to take it away from him, and it pops open and it's full of money. The guy's a counterfeiter, and the guy trying to get the bag is a federal agent. So he arrests the bad guy. All's well that ends well. And they have a thing down here, asking you to write in and let them know if you want to see more Billy Bellhops. And then there's a little Lotta one-pager where she's trying to unstick a ice cube tray from the refrigerator. And there's a one-page photo documentation of the 67th anniversary of the Boy Scouts, which Casper and Richie Rich were kind of mascots of at that time. And then this next one's a little interesting because it shows that Billy is probably a teenager. They have some beauty pageant contestants staying at the hotel who think he's cute, and he's obviously smitten by them. And then when they find out his dad is going to be one of the judges of the pageant, they chase him down and kiss him. So A little bit different for a Harvey story. And then this guy shows up. He's got a bunch of candy for the girls. He says he's a candy manufacturer. He just wants to give them samples, and so the week goes by, and they all get fat from eating so much candy. And it turns out the guy is from California, and he's trying to ruin the pageant so that people will go to California instead of Florida for vacation. And of course the name of the contest is the Miss Miami Lemon contest. So Billy saves the day by having them perform in lemon costumes. It's crazy. And then there's one more Billy Bellhop's story in here. He gets accidentally, he's rushing with this guy to get to the airport on time, and so he ends up on the plane with the guy, even though he has no intention of doing that. And the plane gets hijacked. And of course, Billy saves the day one more time. And that's it. That's the end of Billy Bellhops. I don't think he was ever seen again. Not completely sure about that. And then there's another Richie Rich story. He's off to play football, but he has to take this kid that he knows that's the son of a friend of his dad's or a business acquaintance or something. Kid's kind of wealthy and is spoiled and doesn't want to get hurt. He's kind of a sissy and so on and so forth. Little Dot one pager where her dad does not want to wear the polka dot tie that she got him. Here's an ad for the Harvey Records. We haven't talked about that in a while. They had musical numbers for all of the different Harvey characters, pretty much, and most of these can be heard on YouTube if you find them. If you just do a search for like Richie Rich song or Sad Sack song, and so you can listen to those if you want to. They're not very good, in my opinion. And then there's another Richie Rich story where Cadbury demonstrates his own version of martial arts that he has developed to take care of pretty much any situation that comes along. And then there's a short story of Little Dot. Her uncle Brains has invented a dock and given a dot and given it the personality of a dog, which creates some problems. But it's interesting because it kind of predicts AI, and it kind of predicts like the electronic pets that were popular later. And then Little Lotta story at the end. She has to help her grandpa drive because he's lost his glasses, and he has to take the car to go get new glasses, but he can't see. So she's supposed to tell him where to go and how to drive, but he also forgot his hearing aid, so he can't hear her. And of course, things happen. But they do make it back alive. So, and that's pretty much it. That's it. Just kind of a typical Richie Rich issue. They threw some Billy Bellhop stories in there. The Billy Bellhop stories read a lot, to me, a lot like Jackie Joker's stories. I felt like he's not exactly playing a showbiz figure, but I feel like the two characters could have pretty much been interchanged, where Jackie Jokers could have taken the place of Billy Bellhops in those stories, with very little change to the story itself. So, yeah. So I'm happy to have it. It's a one shot. You don't see it very often. It is pretty well damaged, but it's all there, and I'm happy to have it. So, all right, let's take a look at the boxes. See what's in this one. This one's got a lot of sheets with it, so apparently this was not a flat rate box. It was shipped in a flat rate box, or I transferred it to a flat rate. Oh, it's from my buddy Matt. I got these from Matthew Morgan, the Ghost of Tom Joad 76 on Whatnot. He's also on YouTube, Heroes for Hire Comic Book Club or something like that. And he's also has been guesting on Aaron's show with me on Thursdays. So definitely check him out. He's a great guy. He sells comics pretty cheap. I got these for $1.18 a piece is what they worked out to with the shipping. That's phenomenal for buying individual comics. So a little more than I'd like to spend, but Matt's a great guy, and those aren't those aren't bad. That's not a bad price. That's not a bad price at all. So see what we got from my buddy Matt. We got Batman Gotham Knights number 4. Number 6. Always up for some Batman titles. Number 7. Number 9. I believe that's probably Professor Hugo Strange. And it's a Brian Bolland cover. Are these all Bolland covers? This is a Bolland cover too. I believe they are. Interesting. I didn't even know that. I just bought them because they were Batman. Batman Gotham Knights number 10. I should check on that and just see that there's not some other Bolland. I don't know if it'll tell me. They didn't always. Yeah, they didn't start crediting cover artists until just recently. As far as a few years ago. There's a black and white story in the back. That's weird. Hard shaken black and white backup. That's cool. Nice art. This story is by Devin Grayson as the writer, Roger Robinson is the penciler, John Floyd is the inker, Denny O'Neil is the editor, and that is Hugo Strange. But no confirmation on whether that's Brian Bolland or not. I'm sure it is. I've never heard of another Bolland in comics. So I'm pretty sure that's the case. And another one, Batman Gotham Knights number 11. He draws some nice Batman characters. I know, here's a cool one. Uncle Scrooge. Uncle Scroogey. Great Wig Mystery. Uncle Scrooge 152 from 1978. One that looks like a later Carl Barks story, because he used to start drawing the females with the wild hair and stuff later. I'm not seeing an original printing number. Oh, there it is. Originally from Uncle Scrooge 85, I think it says. Yep. And not sure if I don't think I've seen this one before. I don't remember Uncle Scrooge importing a load of wigs. Oh, got some damage in there. So I will probably keep this one right off the bat because I don't remember this story. Okay, well, yeah, that one will have to stay with me at least until I read it. Actually, there's maybe quite a few in here since it came from Matt of ones that I'm going to want to keep, even though I probably shouldn't be right now. What is this? I bought this one just because it was a cool cover, and I could tell it was a Virgin variant. I didn't know what it was. Crashdown #1 from 2024, January. So, oh, it's a Whatnot comic. I'm confused over the Whatnot comics. Did a little research into them, and they're licensed. Massive company called Massive Publishing has a deal with Whatnot to use their name as Whatnot Publishing. But I'm confused over how you get the comics. Are they only available on Whatnot? Are they available at comic stores? I'm not sure. If anybody knows more about that, I'd appreciate knowing that. Something I don't know about. I couldn't really find an answer to. I've got GI Combat 192, the bicentennial banner where you can save them up and get that Superman belt buckle. And unfortunately, the Nazis are using schoolgirls to lure in the GIs so they can kill them, it looks like. And beginning of the OSS. This is the first appearance of the OSS series. This one, oh, I got this one because it says Vic Blood, The Chronicles of a Boy and His Dog. I was like, I don't remember getting this one, but maybe I did. I got Weird Science #15. The EC reprint. Very cool. From PC Comics, Pacific Comics, we got Bernie Wrightson, Master of the Macabre #2. Xenozoic Tales #6 from Kitchen Sink. I believe this was the first appearances of Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. It's #5. From Eclipse, we got Tales of Terror #8. And there is #3 of Xenozoic Tales. #2. #10. And Two-Fisted Tales #34. EC reprint. There's #12 of Xenozoic Tales. #9 of Xenozoic Tales. And some spirits. So I'm going to be keeping the Xenozoic Tales. And I will also be keeping the spirits. This is #5, #6, #8, number 9. Well, you know I've been enjoying the Spirit comics that I've been reviewing. Spirit number 1, the origin issue. So, it's number 16. Yeah, I've kept all the other Spirit comics. These are, I don't believe I have doubles of any of these. These are just ones that I'm missing from the other ones that are already in the reading pile. So these will be transferred to there. This is number 12, number 11, number 10. And that way I'll be able to read most of it in order. Number 3, because I think like right now I'm reading number 10 or 9 or something like that. Number 15. So hopefully these will fill in quite a few where I did not have that issue. And these are all brand new covers by Will Eisner on these. They're written to match a story inside. There's number 4. That's cool. Looks like there's a few more. Here's number 2. And then we have the origin years number 1 and number 4, which is cool because I've just recently read 2 and 3 and thought, oh man, I don't have 1 and 4 because I forgot that I had this other box of comics from him. And these were really good. The origin years ones I actually liked better than the ones that I've been reading later in the series. So I'll probably put these first, and I will figure out the order and put these into my reading pile along with all the other spirits that are already there. I wonder how much of that series I actually have now. So I don't know how much of this is actually going to end up. If my circumstances were better, I probably would have kept this whole box, but things change. I got Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Pretty nice copy. I think I just recently sold a ragged one of this to somebody, probably to swag. January 1978. Nice Carl Barks story in there. Looks like Batman 3 Jokers, book number 1. You know what? I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through these and see. Bring up my list and actually see. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna see which other ones of these that I'm gonna be keeping. Let me see, 3 Jokers. See if I have that one or not. I know I have some of those. Nope, I need number 1 to complete the set. I have number 2 and number 3, so gonna need that one. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. I'll just go ahead and keep it for now. The horror books, I think I've got this one, and these I can let go. Batman's and this one I'm willing to let go. So yeah, I'm willing to put the other ones in the sale and take my chances on those. So we'll keep going and see what else is in the box here. We got Superman Batman number 30. Batman and Robin 0 from the New 52. Superman Wonder Woman number 5. Trinity number 3. I think I just put that one in the collection today, earlier. So I probably already have that one. GI Combat 152. So it's got some damage on it, obviously. It's torn pretty badly with chunks missing, but it's from 1972. Still perfectly readable. Looks like some nice Joe Kubert art in there, along with other ones. And what's going on with this one? It feels like there's more than one comic in there, but it's just extra thick, I guess. It's Star Reach number 11. And this is published by Star Reach Productions. All right, so the art changes, so I'm assuming there's different stories in here. Some nudity in that last one. All right, now could be cool. I think I'm going to keep this one too. I think these are pretty hard to find, I think. Marvel Zombies, number 2. Trinity, number 10. Another Wonder Woman cover. And here's a Mickey Mouse of him playing the tuba. This is number 183 from 1978, featuring the story Arctic Roundup. And that's it. That was the whole box. So I'll put these in the sale, even though I probably need all of them. And then because of all those spirits mainly, and then those Xenozoic tales, I'll be keeping these. So ended up keeping more than what I'm going to put in the sale, but that's the way it goes. Let me see where we're at on time. We at about 30 minutes, so we got time to do the other one. Let me put those in the box of ones I'm keeping that have not made it on the list yet. And then these can go in a stack for the sale on the coming Saturday. Oh, I can show this one to you too. I got this as a giveaway yesterday. Web of Venom Cult of Carnage number 1 variant cover. Pretty cool if you like Venom kind of Carnage. I'm not sure why they did it upside down. I think it makes a much nicer cover like this with the moon. But that's, you know, that was their choice, I guess. And let's see what's in this box. Oh, we got some stickers. Got, who's that? Is that Gwenpool? And like a kitty version of Groot and Rocket Raccoon, I guess. Those are cool. And they are from Bailey's Comic Corner on Whatnot. So this was a flat rate box. With shipping cost me $28.78, but there's only 44 comics in it, so it cost me 65 cents an issue. They did put this piece of cardboard in there to protect the comics from being cut. That was nice. But honestly, I would prefer more comics in the box than 44. That's not very many. So they kind of went to town on the packing, I believe. I mean, the packing is important, of course. But I don't feel like... I mean, they're in the bags with the boards. You guys have seen how I pack when I put the comics in a padded, bubble-wrapped envelope and then put them in a box. It doesn't take up much room to do that. But a lot of people, instead of putting the comics in the envelopes, they use the envelopes as stuffing around the comics, which just doesn't make any sense at all to me. But anyway, we have Martian Manhunter number 0. We feel like we've seen that one recently. And here's an old Superman, number 290. The Man Who Cried Super Wolf. Can't correct this anti-gravity field. These people are doomed. Well, aren't you, Mr. Super Sunshine? Superman 298. A nerve-tingling novel. Clark Kent, Get Out of My Life. Clark Kent, I'm so glad you finally realized the world can get along without Superman. And, of course, meanwhile, there's buildings on fire, the trains off the rails, the people are falling out to their deaths, there's a car crash, this guy's getting gunned down, the plane's crashing into that building. And here's Superman 365. This one's newer, 60 center. These were 30 cents and 25 cents. There's no escape, Superman. I'm shrinking you down to nothing. Great Krypton. Supergirl's gone power mad. This one's got a lot of wear to it. Beat up pretty bad. And this one is The Amazing Adventures of Superman, number 247. We, the Guardians of the Universe, find Superman of Earth guilty of crimes against humanity. Plus, a special Superman of Tomorrow classic. And introducing a new series, The Private Life of Clark Kent. And another 60 center. This one is number 367. Extra added attraction, The Fabulous World of Krypton. In the Revenge Squad's Hall of Hate, the strangest foe of all battles Superman. And here's Superman 373. Private Life of Clark Kent continues. Let go of me, Vartox. I'll got to free Lana from that death glow. No, Superman, it's better this way. And here's number 356, also with Vartox. Battle of the Super Hyperpowers. Surrender, Superman, or be strangled by your own cape. Plus the Fabulous World of Krypton. And a couple of Vigilante covers. Number 13. Number 14. Nice use of negative space there. Superman 364. I've scooped the Daily Planet on the story of Superman's defeat. Extra, Superman's grandson reveals how the Man of Steel grew old overnight. And JSA number 79, one of those great Alex Ross covers. JSA 87 Final Fight. I think that was the last issue. Superman 359. Beginning Superman, the In-Between Years, a surprising new bonus feature. He imagined himself as an invincible knight on a horse of pure energy, and it came true. How can I fight a foe who can make his wildest fantasies real? I wonder what the in-between years are. I don't think I've ever heard of that particular backup series before. Superman, the In-Between Years. As a boy, he lived in Smallville, the adopted son of Jonathan and Martha Kent. As a man, he lives in Metropolis, friend and co-worker of Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Perry White. But what did he do after his adoptive parents died and before he began working at the Daily Planet? These are the tales of Superman, the In-Between Years. All right, so it's basically a story about Superboy leaving Smallville, and that's all that's there. Don't know what happens to him after he leaves Smallville. I think there was a mini series called Superman: The Secret Years or something like that, where he was, I think, going to college. I don't know if that's similar, or and they just adapted those stories into the miniseries, or here's number 270, The Viking from Valhalla. That's a cool cover. I'm going to save those helpless people from being devoured, Superman. Not if I can help it, you won't. Nighthawk number 1 from Marvel. And Green Lantern number 100. And Green Lantern number 1. Oh, Secret Files and Origins number 1. They kind of hid that a little bit. Marvel Tales 94. This is a cool box. Marvel Tales 94. 95. 96. And Superman 386. Lex Luthor in his what then would have been new armor. You've destroyed everything I loved, Superman. Now I'll do the same for you. Gil Kane cover. And this looks like I guess this is the previous issue to that. This is 385. And here is 387. I am Alexander the Great, come back to claim my rightful heritage, the world. JSA number 38, Their Finest Hour. Interesting cover. Seems like they've been transitioning from the old JSAers to the new JSAers for about the last 30 years, though. Leonard Nimoy's Primortals number 4 from Techno Comics, with concepts by Isaac Asimov. And Marvel Tales number 103. This one's got a really bad tape snag or something up there at the top. Marvel Tales 104. And 105. Got a big stain down here. Neil Gaiman's Mr. Hero, the Pneumatic Man, number 5. And number 6. Superman 377 with Terramad, Gil Kane cover. It's got the 16-page Masters of the Universe preview. Superman 378 with Colonel Future. And Superman 379. Bizarros galore. And this is, I was going to say it was polybag, but they just folded it up in a what the heck? Somebody folded it up in a file folder bag and then sealed it. I'm going to actually have to cut that sucker open to get it out of this stupid bag. Huh. Maybe that was a cheesy way for them to hang it, but we found other comics that were sealed. So apparently there's some kind of comic sellers out there that actually seal comics, but they're not new when they seal them. They just seal them for display purposes or something. Anyway, this is Scavengers number 11 from Triumphant. And something up here about a serial number contest. This is 6,981 of 15,000. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of Triumphant, I don't think. Let's see. Scavengers, Chromium Man, Riot Gear, Prince Vandal, Dr. Chaos, and Company X were titles in their universe, and I have never heard of any of them. What year is this from? 1984. Okay. Cool cover. Some more JSA. Here's number 40. Number 41. And 2 copies of Superman 380. Superman plunging into the past. Superboy flying into the future. And both headed for a senses-shattering smash-up. Ruh-roh. JSA number 42. 43. 44. Superman 381. A moment ago, he was Superboy, living in Smallville in 1969. Now he's Superman, living in Metropolis in 1982. Everyone has to grow up, but this is ridiculous. Okay. And then lastly, we have Marvel Tales 98 with this awesome classic John Romita cover. So that was a pretty cool box. A lot of good stuff in there. And I guess that will do it for today, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hitting that like button. Appreciate that. And I will see you soon. Be back again tomorrow at 12 noon. Let's see. This is Sunday, so actually I got a video. I should have a video dropping at 6 p.m. for the Batman serial, chapter number 12. And then I'll be back tomorrow with another recorded video at noon. And then that'll be Monday, so we'll probably do the claim sale with Aaron that evening. Tuesday, another recorded video. Wednesday, another recorded video at noon. Thursday, another recorded video at noon. And then the Chaotic Comic Book cover displays and more with friends is on Thursday nights. Friday, another recorded video at noon. And then Saturday is the claim sale, which is at 12:45 Eastern Time. And that's where you can buy these books for $2 a piece with free shipping. And then we'll be right back here again on Sunday. So that'll take us through the next week. Barring anything unexpected, because I do record these about a month in advance. And I will see you soon. Thank you, everyone.